In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NFL games happening on December 4th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Seattle Seahawks versus Los Angeles Rams. The Seattle Seahawks look to snap a 2-game losing streak Sunday when they travel to Los Angeles to face the struggling Rams. The Seahawks are 6-5 on the year, while the Rams have dropped to 3-8. The Rams have won 3 straight in 5 of their last 6 games against the Seahawks. This is the first meeting of these division rivals this season. The Seattle Seahawks are 6-5 this season after they lost to the Las Vegas Raiders in overtime by a score of 40-34 in their last game. Seattle allowed Las Vegas to gain 576 total yards and allowed them to go 8-14 on third down attempts in the loss. The Seattle offense is averaging 26.5 points per game with 235 passing yards per game and 118.9 rushing yards per game. Geno Smith has thrown for 2,802 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, while also rushing for 240 yards and 1 touchdown for the Seahawks this season. Kenneth Walker III has rushed for 613 yards and 9 scores, while Tyler Lockett has caught 57 passes for 708 yards and 6 touchdowns for Seattle. The Seattle defense is giving up 25.5 points per game and 388.7 yards per game. The Los Angeles Rams are 3-8 this season after they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 26-10 in their last game. Los Angeles only gained 198 total yards and turned the ball over twice in the loss. The Los Angeles offense is averaging 16 points per game with 200.1 passing yards per game and 79.7 rushing yards per game. John Wolford has thrown for 212 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception for the Rams this season. Cam Akers has rushed for 274 yards and 1 touchdown, while Allen Robinson II has caught 33 passes for 339 yards and 3 scores for Los Angeles. The Los Angeles defense is allowing 23 points per game and 323.4 yards per game. The Seahawks are 17-4 against the spread in their last 21 games in Week 13. The Rams are 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 home games and 3-9-1 against the spread in their last 13 games overall. The over is 4-1 in Seahawks' last 5 road games. The under is 9-4 in Rams' last 13 games overall. The Seahawks are 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 meetings in Los Angeles and 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 meetings. If you had told anybody at the beginning of the season that the Los Angeles Rams would be home underdogs of about a touchdown to the Seattle Seahawks, you wouldn't have been taken seriously. But here we are. A lot has changed since September, and the defending Super Bowl champions are on the ropes. Matthew Stafford is set to miss another game, and it doesn't sound like Sean McVay plans on revealing who will start between Bryce Perkins and John Wolford. For the sake of the point spread, it doesn't really make much of a difference. The Seahawks are clearly starting to come back down to earth after a magical start, and they shouldn't be laying this many points on the road against just about anybody. Seattle has lost back-to-back games to the Buccaneers and Raiders, teams that are very much struggling themselves. The game against Tampa was in Germany, and the game against Las Vegas went to overtime, so the Seahawks could be a bit worn down and fatigued. This is a bitter rivalry game, and I don't see this one being lopsided no matter who is starting at quarterback for the Rams. Wolford has already beaten the Seahawks in a playoff game, so it wouldn't be crazy if he keeps the Rams in this one. Los Angeles can at least keep the Bobby Wagner revenge game within 1 score. It won't feel good betting on a sinking Rams team that will be without Aaron Donald for the first time in years, but the value is with the home dog. So the Los Angeles Rams to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Rams have been a big disappointment this season, but their defense has been a bright spot, and Bobby Wagner is quietly having a fantastic season. Los Angeles is beyond anemic on offense, even when fully healthy, and the Rams have topped 20 points just twice in 11 games. And they certainly aren't fully healthy right now, as Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson are going to miss this game in addition to Matt Stafford. They've got no ground game to speak of either. They took a step back last week, but the Seahawks defense had been showing signs of improvement before that, and I'm still a little skeptical of the Geno Smith renaissance. The last time these teams played in Week 15 last year, it ended up with a final score of 20-10, and this game should be even uglier on paper. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Chargers versus Las Vegas Raiders. The Los Angeles Chargers will pay a visit to the rival Las Vegas Raiders in Week 13 of the NFL season, pitting a 6-5 Los Angeles squad versus a 4-7 Vegas team. The Chargers kept their postseason hopes alive with last week's 25-24 win over Arizona, while the Raiders defeated Seattle 40-34. The Las Vegas Raiders have split their last 4 home games. Derek Carr is completing 63% of his passes for 2,730 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Davante Adams and Mac Hollins have combined for 1,530 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns, while Josh Jacobs has 40 receptions. The Las Vegas Raiders' ground game is averaging 122.8 yards per contest, and Jacobs leads the way with 1,159 yards and 9 touchdowns. Defensively, Las Vegas is allowing 25 points and 370.6 yards per game. Divine Deablo leads the Las Vegas Raiders with 74 tackles. Max Crosby has 10.5 sacks, and Duron Harmon has 2 interceptions. The Los Angeles Chargers have won 4 of their last 5 road games. Justin Herbert is completing 67.4% of his passes for 3,004 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Joshua Palmer and Mike Williams have combined for 1,062 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns, while Austin Eckler has 80 receptions. The Los Angeles Chargers' ground game is averaging 85.8 yards per contest, and Eckler leads the way with 554 yards and 7 touchdowns. Defensively, Los Angeles is allowing 26 points and 368.7 yards per game. Derwin James Jr. leads the Los Angeles Chargers with 100 tackles. Khalil Mack has 7 sacks, and Bryce Callahan has 2 interceptions. The Chargers are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games and 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 versus AFC. The Raiders are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 versus AFC West and 5-1 against the spread versus a team with a winning record. The over is 12-5 in Chargers' last 17 games overall. The over is 4-1 in Raiders' last 5 home games. The Chargers are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 meetings in Las Vegas. Las Vegas has come to life a bit in their last 2 games, winning both in overtime on the road. They were a much different team when these two met in Week 1, and even then Adams had 10 catches and 141 yards. I think Carr is better than the 2 touchdowns and 3 picks he had versus the Chargers to start the season, and Jacobs can also take advantage of that porous Los Angeles rush defense. The Raiders are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games against AFC West opponents. You can make a case for either team here, as there's talent on both sides, and they've been a bit underachieving. The Los Angeles Chargers are probably the better team, and they're starting to get healthy, but all of their games come down to the wire. The Raiders still have issues, but they're coming off back-to-back overtime wins, and that could do wonders for their confidence. The Raiders are at home, so the Las Vegas Raiders to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Combined, these two teams have seen 12 of their games go over. The Chargers enjoy the over in December, with their last 4 games in the month reaching the mark. They are also 5-1 on overs in their last 6 versus teams with a losing record. The Raiders have gone over in 7 of their last 9 games versus teams with a winning record. Las Vegas is averaging 25.5 points per game in their last 4, and Los Angeles has averaged 19.5 in that span. I expect both teams to score much more on each other. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.